Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. And we have a quorum this morning, Commissioner Fund and myself. And Commissioner Fund, would you like to do the flag salute?
Oh, yes. Please stand. You may be seated. I move that we approve the minutes of October 3rd, 2016.
Motion has been, second. A motion has been made and second to approve the minutes of October 3rd, 2016. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Passed. Public comment. Do we have any? We have no one signed up. However,
Mr. Eatwell, would you like to come speak about the month you're proclaiming? Yes, but you're from the public. Do you have a public comment about the month that you're proclaiming today?
Good morning, Commission. Thank you for making time for us. As you may know, October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and as the Human Response Network is the certified chartered response to domestic violence for Lewis County, we had asked that the Commission declare a proclamation making this Domestic Violence Month in Lewis County. And we also have some statistics to inform you on the amount of occurrence of domestic violence in the county. I know that our business has gone up greatly in the last 6 or 8 months. And we don't know if it's because it's an increase in the occurrence of domestic violence or if the reporting and the referrals to us from law enforcement are just being more efficient. But I can say that our shelter has been at capacity, pretty much full since last April. In August, we turned away twice as many requests for shelter as we were actually able to serve. And so, as you will begin to hear in the future, our board has voted to build a new facility with new offices and a shelter that will handle the workload. So we really appreciate the support that you are giving by declaring this Domestic Violence Awareness Month in Lewis County.
So what number would somebody call if they are in need? Do you have...
Our 24-hour hotline is 360-748-6601. Now, we also have an 800 number that if I can pull out my business card.
Because if somebody's from Packwood or Morton, they'd probably use the 1-800 number? Yes.
Actually, we get calls, and the other day we actually took in a client from Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, my.
And we work with shelters all over the United States. We have actually referred clients from Lewis County to as far away as North Carolina. If that is someplace where someone can go and be safe, our number one issue is making a person safe from their abuser. And often that means providing them with transportation to a safe place. But so our 800 number is 800-244-7414. And that line is answered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by a certified domestic violence and sexual assault advocate.
So we could add that to your proclamation and change it and put the numbers on there, so when people see the proclamation, they will know the numbers. Is that okay with you?
That would be wonderful.
And who's next to you?
This is Lisa Anderson. Lisa is one of our advocates who works at the Human Response Network. And do you have anything you'd like to say? I will say that I've been with the Human Response Network since last January, first week of January. I've been executive director of 5 other nonprofits. This is the toughest job I've ever had because of the kind of work we do. Advocacy for a victim I have compared to heart transplant surgery, the difference being that in this instance, the advocate is both the surgeon and the donor. Our advocates put so much of themselves into the people who come in our door who are broken and fractured, and the difference they make in those lives is amazing. And I'm impressed every day watching the people that work in our offices do what they do.
Thank you. Thank you for what you do. Don't you have a fundraiser coming up?
We do have a masquerade ball coming up on the 15th of this month. I believe that's next Saturday. And tickets are $25 a person, $40 for a couple. And we will have masks at the door. If you don't want to wear a mask, don't wear a mask. Just come dressed comfortably for fun. We'll have big band music from the Sounds of Swing, some really tasty hors d'oeuvres and desserts, a silent auction. It's just a night of fun. It will be at the Lewis and Clark Hotel, starts at 7 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I think we may have a public comment.
Mr. Bozarth, come on up.
Good morning. I didn't sign in either. I'm Bob Bozarth, 247-06 Woodard Road, Chehalis. I heard a rumor this weekend, and I would just like to have it verified. Perhaps our Public Works Director, Harry, could help me out with this. But I actually heard that one of our own employees did fairly well at the rodeo over in Spokane, the equipment rodeo. So I'm wondering if maybe Harry could enlighten us on that. Thank you.
Looks like he has a smile on his face and would like to do so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. I'm glad Bob took that opportunity to bring it up. I am very happy to report that last week at the American Public Works Association Fall Conference, where the annual state rodeo is held, that our one and only Matt Money was the grand champion.
Whoa!
He also took first in the truck event, so he was actually two-time winner at that event, and we're really proud of him. For his efforts, he will get an all-expense-paid trip to Colorado next year to compete in the National Rodeo at the APWA Snow and Ice Conference. So we're really proud of him. He did a great job.
What's involved in the rodeo? What exactly do they do?
So basically, there's 3 events, and we call it a rodeo, R-O-A-D. And it basically showcases the skills of our public works maintenance workers in a truck with a snowplow, a loader, and a backhoe. And so there's a sort of an obstacle course that they take these pieces of equipment through. And there's some really intricate skills that are involved in it, and it really showcases those skills for those people. So,
And where does Matt work?
Matt works in Area 2, which is our shop out there in Adna. He's an RMT4 in that shop, and is just really all-around good guy.
And so public works crews from all over the state came to this? And
Absolutely. Counties and cities and special use districts all brought maintenance workers to the conference. I think we had 54 contestants, and so he was top of all those guys.
Thank you.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
We will bring that up at our update and get the word out on that. That's very impressive.
Yes, very good.
You taught him well, Eric. You taught him well. Are we going to read this proclamation?
Okay, next we have the proclamation. I move that we approve proclamation number 1, recognizing fire prevention of Lewis County Week. Before the Board of County Commissioners, Lewis County, Washington, Fire Prevention of Lewis County Proclamation. Whereas the County of Lewis is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those living in and visiting Lewis County. And whereas fire is a serious public safety concern, both locally and nationally, and homes are where people are at greatest risk from fire. And whereas U.S. fire departments responded to 369,500 home fires in 2014, according to the National Fire Protection Association. And whereas U.S. home fires resulted in 2,745 civilian deaths in 2014, representing the majority, 84%, of all U.S. fire deaths. Whereas in 1/5 of all homes with smoke alarms, the smoke alarms are not working. And whereas 3 out of 5 home fire deaths result from fires in properties without smoke alarms, which is 38%, or with no working smoke alarms, 21%. And whereas working smoke alarms cut the risk of dying in reported home fires in half. And whereas many Americans don't know how old the smoke alarms in their homes are or how often they need to be replaced. And whereas all smoke alarms should be replaced at least once every 10 years. And whereas the age of a smoke alarm can be determined by the date of its manufacture, which is marked on the back of the smoke alarm. And whereas Lewis County's first responders are dedicated to reducing the occurrence of home fires and home fire injuries through prevention and protection education. Whereas Lewis County residents are responsive to public education measures and are able to take personal steps to increase their safety from fire, especially in their homes. And whereas the 2016 Fire Prevention Week theme, "Don't wait, check the date," replace smoke alarms every 10 years, effectively serves to educate the public about the vital importance of replacing the smoke alarms in their homes by at least every 10 years and to determine the age of their smoke alarms by checking the date of manufacture on the back of the alarms. Therefore, we, Lewis County Commissioners Edna Fund and Gary Stamper, do hereby proclaim October 9th through the 15th, 2016 as Fire Prevention Week throughout this county. We urge all the people of Lewis County to find out how old their smoke alarms in their homes are, to replace them if they're more than 10 years old, and to participate in the many public safety activities and efforts of Lewis County Fire and Emergency Services during Fire Prevention Week 2016, done in open session this 9th day of October 2016. Well, initially, I'd like to say thank you to our County Fire Marshal. Doyle, would you like to stand up and we can acknowledge you? Thank you for all that you do. And this morning there was a fire prevention poster contest. And Chief Mack, would you like to come to the podium there and talk about how outreach was done to the schools and the activity that's been happening in Lewis County?
Sure. Thank you, Commissioners. My name is Richard Mack. I'm the Fire Marshal, Riverside Fire Authority, serving Centralia and the greater area. We do hold a poster contest every year to recognize Fire Prevention Week. It's a contest that has been ongoing in this county for more than 30 years. Originally, it was brought to the community by Captain Brian Slater of the Chehalis Fire Department. Thus, the award is named after him, on which the 2 grand champions, which are chosen from the 1st through 3rd grade and also the 4th through 6th grade, have their names engraved. That plaque then gets displayed in the winner's school for a week, and then it is permanently on display at the Chehalis Fire Department in downtown on Park Street. This year's champions for 1st grade are Elizabeth Anderson from Cascade Elementary, Mrs. Rake's class. 2nd grade is Annika Ball, Mossy Rock Elementary, Mrs. West's class. Third grade is Berkeley Varick, R.E. Bennett Elementary School in Mr. Bloom's class. And first through third grade grand champion is Berkeley Varick. Fourth grade is Andrea Mendoza, Oakview Elementary School in Mrs. Miracle's class. Fifth grade champion is Ella Young, Olympic Elementary School, Mrs. Enlow's, and she is a grand champion for fourth through sixth grade. And finally, the sixth grade champion is Uriel Tarasillas of Washington Elementary School from Mrs. Park's class. Again, it's an opportunity for all youngsters first through sixth grade to showcase their talents. And it's fun for us. You can attest as a judge how much fun it is to see fire prevention through the eyes of these youngsters. It can be quite entertaining, frankly. Happy to do this. This Saturday at 1 o'clock, we're going to be doing the awards presentation for these winners. That'll be held at the Centralia Outlets in the breezeway right adjacent to Polo Ralph Lauren. The Centralia Outlets have been a partner and have been our hosts where all the posters, by the way, there's 140 classrooms represented in Lewis County in the poster contest. All of those will be displayed there in the breezeway. And so I welcome all the public to come out, certainly Saturday at 1 o'clock to recognize these champions, but also if you get a chance to get by there to look at all the artwork, it's really fantastic. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Chief Mack, for all that you do with this. I mean, we've got the posters sitting there that you can look after our meeting, but I tell you, there is such great artwork. And, we look to see how they portray the theme of the year and how they put together, and there's just pretty amazing. If you'll go over there afterwards and just take a look at our artwork. And this is very important. I can't stress enough, knowing that earlier this year we lost 3 children in a fire. I think we get complacent at times that doesn't happen in our area, but it does. So if we can educate our kids and continue to educate the public, we could hopefully avoid that in the future. And now I'd like to invite Chief Kinder to come up and share with us an education tool that they've been using. And other schools could participate in this too. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for the kind invitation. My name is Tim Kinder. I'm the Fire Chief with Lewis County Fire District 6. And we've had the extreme pleasure of starting a program last year that we actually kind of adopted from a fire department out of Oregon, and it's called CPR for 7th graders. So what we've done is we started with Adna Elementary School and brought in approximately 20, I think there's like 25 7th graders in that school, and actually started them through a hands-only CPR course that is actually funded through private donations for us to be able to purchase the kit. With this kit, they have a. Hopefully we don't drop a lot of stuff. In the kit itself comes a CPR, hands-only CPR DVD for the student, plus a blow-up half-torso mannequin in which they can practice CPR or chest compressions on. It also gives some it gives them some basic airway techniques. We actually taught this class for 2 days, and it actually was met with great approval with the school teachers, administration, and with the students. The students actually received a grade for this. Their whole assignment was to actually take this home, in which they get to keep, and they have to teach at least 3 members of their family chest compressions only CPR. And then they would bring back a signed document that each member of their family went through this process, and then they would receive a letter grade. This year, we're going to continue this program with Adna Elementary, and maybe, if we're lucky, we'll move out to the Boisfort School. And it's our goal to actually get this started throughout the entire county. We're finding out that 7th graders are right at that edge. They are not afraid to participate. And it was a lot of fun to watch them go through and learn this in the gymnasium. I invite any members of the public that when we go to announce this, will probably be during the winter break or during winter. We go to announce this, and if your families go out to Adna Elementary, I encourage everybody to come out and watch their students participate in this program. Any questions from the board?
And what stops you from going into other areas is funding, correct? That people
Correct.
wanna-
Yeah, a lot of it is just funny because it's all this. We were very fortunate last year as we had a private donation through Cardinal Glass FG out of Winlock in the Shalos area. They actually helped us out quite a bit with the donation to get these purchased. They're approximately $35 a set, and the student gets to keep them. So we don't exchange nothing. This is theirs. Their name goes on it on their very first day, and they come back their second day, and it's right there for them, and then they get to take it home. So, and then they get to continue on from there. And we're finding out that, the earlier we get this started, the better off they're going to be as they get older.
Thank you very much.
Thank
for
you.
your efforts.
And thank all of you for the outreach programs. It's incredible, some of the things that are going on, and I applaud you. I know that I was involved with the school system, and some of the amazing things that the fire district partner up with their community is very good. So cadet programs and all kinds of wonderful things. So thanks, everyone. And hopefully that will spread into all rural districts in Lewis County. And it sounds like it's well on its way. Thank you.
Thank you. And weren't you a fire commissioner, Commissioner Stamper?
I was a fire commissioner for about 12 years. So, yeah. So it's very important. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you. We'll just at one.
Okay, a motion is made and second to approve proclaiming, recognizing Fire Prevention of Lewis County Week. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passed.
I move that we approve the consent agenda items 2 through 5, resolution number 16-271 through 274.
Second?
Good morning, Grace Jimenez, the Lewis County Auditor's Office, speaking on item number 2, resolution 16-271. This is our approval of warrants for the week of October 3rd through 7th. We had 176 regular warrants, warrant numbers 756096 through 756167, and numbers 756433 through 756536, for a total dollar amount of $1,210,653.62. We also processed payroll. This is dated October 5th, 2016, for a total of 677 warrants and automatic deposits. These were numbers 756168 through 756358. The total payroll was $3,522,421.79. And finally, we also processed warrants for the special purpose districts. These are approved by their commissions, and they're noted as a skip in sequence, numbers 756359 through 756432. Thank you.
Thank you.
Grace. Thank you.
Mr. Martin.
Thank you. Good morning. Eric Martin, Lewis County Public Works. Speaking to agenda item number 3, resolution 16-272, declaration of certain vehicle as surplus county property. Lewis County Code 3.30 requires the Board of County Commissioners declare county property surplus to allow for its disposal. This is regarding a pickup truck that was in an accident last month, and it was, quote, totaled. Which is not good news, but the good news is that it was slated for replacement next year, and so we are kind of bridging the gap with an extra vehicle that we had for this particular employee until we can replace that vehicle next year. So,
Yeah, look at that picture.
And the other good news is no one was hurt.
And no one, that's absolutely even better news, is that no one was injured in this accident. So it looks bad, but he walked away just fine. So, any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Lee Napier, Director of Community Development, speaking on agenda item number 4, Resolution 16273. And the action before the board is to rescind a resolution 09362, which authorized a cash flow loan. That loan was in the amount of up to $150,000, and it was related to the Packwood Airport, and our bills are greater than that, and so we would like you to rescind that resolution and approve Resolution 16-273, which will increase our amount to $400,000 for the Packwood Airport Fund 405.
That's a separate fund. One of our 77 checkbooks, correct?
Yes, that would be a separate checkbook.
Yes.
Could you provide just an overview of what's going on up there? I know that it's been out there, but maybe we have a few people that have not been privy to the information.
Thank you. I did just receive a report. So we are in the process of rehabilitating the airport at Packwood. So the runway is coming out and a new runway is coming in. It was slated to be completed by October 14th, but we've run into a few delays. And so the completion date for the Packwood Airport reconstruction is now scheduled to be October 21st. So this means in order to meet this day, the crew, Nutter Corporation, will be working 2 Saturdays, last Saturday, October 8th, and this coming Saturday, October 15th. Today, we anticipate that Lakeside will be running a test asphalt strip, so the testing equipment and procedures to make certain that our runway meets FAA requirements. Pending approval and weather, the asphalt paving will be completed Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, so October 11th and 12th. And we are slated to be, as I said, slated to be completed by the 21st. There's been interest in the community about some type of ceremony to celebrate this project. So working with CJ, we're trying to schedule something maybe in November, recognizing that while the airport will be open to receive aircraft, the work actually will likely not be done. The striping associated with it will not be done until spring. But the community would like to have a celebration in November and then also possibly something in the spring.
Okay.
Any further questions of me?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Archie Smith with Lewis County Human Resources. I'm presenting item number 5, resolution number 16274, appointing of the Clerk of the Board for the County Commissioners. The Clerk of the Board position is a appointed position by the Board of County Commissioners, and the Board has appointed a new clerk, and this resolution just codifies that.
Okay. Motion has been made to approve the consent agenda. That would be 4 items, resolutions number 16-271 through resolution number 16-274. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passed. Okay. Thank you. Now we will go through the, I'm going to call the meeting to order for the public hearing. We'll first have a staff report and followed by question and answer period. We will then close the question and answer period and open the hearing for formal testimony. And anyone that wishes to sign up, they will have 3 minutes to testify. So if you'd like to sign up, go ahead. Feel free to do that. Okay. Staff report.
Okay. Larry Unselman, Real Estate Services Manager, Public Works.
Could you speak right in the microphone?
Pardon me?
Do we have it?
Maybe boost it.
Move a little closer.
There.
Is that better?
Here, back
Okay.
there. Okay.
Speaking to Resolution 16-275, regarding the proposed franchise extension to Puget Sound Energy for construction, operation, and maintenance of water lines for the Jackson Prairie Gas Storage Project. RCW 36.55 authorizes the Board of County Commissioners to grant franchises to persons or private or municipal corporations to use the county road rights-of-way for construction and maintenance of pipelines. County Code Titles 5 and 12 also provide for the regulation of the use of the county right-of-ways for utilities that are located within the right-of-way. Based on this, the county did enter into a 49-year franchise agreement with Washington Water Power Company, Washington Natural Gas Company, and El Paso National Gas Company in March of 1965. The franchise was to construct, operate, maintain, and/or replace water mains with necessary service lines on county road rights-of-way for the Jackson Prairie Gas Storage Project. The franchise actually covers parts of Jackson Highway, Spencer Road, and Buckley Road, running between the Jackson Prairie Gas Storage Project southerly to the Cowlitz River. Puget Sound Energy is the operating agent of the Jackson Prairie Gas Storage Project, which is presently owned by Puget Sound Energy, A Vista Corporation, and Northwest Pipeline, successors in interest to those original franchise holders. And as operating agent, Puget Sound Energy is authorized to enter into a new franchise agreement on behalf of itself and the co-owners, A Vista Corporation and Northwest Pipeline. Puget Sound Energy has applied for a new franchise to replace that franchise that was granted in 1965, and franchise extensions have been granted in 2014, 15, and earlier in 16 to allow more time for negotiation of this new franchise. Negotiations between the county and PSE are continuing. However, more time is needed to negotiate the terms of the new franchise. So to be compliant with RCW 36.55 and Lewis County Codes 5 and 12, and to allow for construction permits to be issued for their current permits, the parties propose to extend the terms of the franchise agreement in its current format during this time of negotiation, which would actually extend it through January 20th, 2017. All the publications and postings required by 36.55.040 have been made, and if passed, this resolution would authorize the agreement to be signed with Puget Sound Energy to extend the franchise through January 10th, 2017. The agreement has been signed by Puget Sound Energy.
Thanks, Larry. Eric Martin, Lewis County Public Works Director. I think Larry covered most of the prevalent topics there, so I don't have any further comments, but I'm available to answer questions if you have any.
So this is a project that, and again, there has been negotiations going on, but this is a project that needs to be completed. And it is, correct me, it is a water line, is that correct? When we think of gas companies, and I know that first time I thought about a gas company about installing a huge line, but it's not that at all. This is a water line that needs to be replaced and extended, I believe.
Yes, this is the water line that actually flows from the PSE plant on Jackson Prairie down to and discharges into the right near the Cowlitz River.
How big is that water line? Just for, I mean, is it diameter? Is it 6 inch? Foot? 3 inches? I'm just throwing some numbers out there because I'm not sure what it is.
I think I just saw a gesture from someone in the audience that may have some knowledge of that, and it's probably 6 or 8 inches. It's not a massive water line.
We have an expert out there that could speak to that too.
Good morning, Commissioners. Amy Towsley, Municipal Manager for Puget Sound Energy. Yes, I'm sorry about that. I think it's a 6 or 8 inch line that is associated with, and again, it's a water line and conveyance is part of the system for the Jackson Prairie facility that we do have water lines. You're right, you initially think of natural gas, but water is part of the processing of, again, the whole system at the facility. But I'm here to answer questions. I didn't sign up to testify, but any questions I'm happy to answer.
We can get your name added to it.
Absolutely, I could do. So 2711 Pacific Avenue Southeast, Olympia 98501. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
No questions from me?
Any other questions? Any other questions? Okay. Would you like your information to be recorded?
Yes, I would, please.
Okay.
And Eric says
Yes,
the same.
thank you. Yes, both.
Okay, both of you. Okay, good. Is there any more questions? Do I have any more questions from the audience? Any more questions? Okay. At this time, we're going to close the question and answer period and open for public testimony. And do we have any names that have, and would anyone like to approach the podium and speak? No? Okay. Okay, thank you. Then we're going to close the hearing for public testimony.
Okay. I move that we approve Resolution Number 16-275, approving franchise extension to Puget Sound Energy, PSE, for construction, operation, and maintenance of water lines for the Jackson Prairie Gas Storage Project.
Second. Motion is made and second to approve the resolution number 16-275, approving franchise extension to PSE. Any more discussion? Okay. It's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? There we go, extended. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Seeing no further items on our agenda, I move that we adjourn and that we encourage the public to come take a look at those wonderful posters.
Motion is made. I second. Motion is made and second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Adjourn. Thank you.
You are invited to immerse yourself in the beauty of nature in all four corners of Lewis County, Washington. From our fields to your table, farms in the west share their bounty. Limitless landscapes, forests and mountains beg to be explored in the east. Fish our many rivers and lakes in the south, and discover where history and culture intersect in our twin cities. Explore it all by visiting our Facebook page and plan your next getaway at discoverlewiscounty.com. Culture, history, and adventure all come alive when you discover Lewis County.